Welcome back, my friends, to another episode of Más que un podcast. We got all three kings in the studio today. It's been a minute. We missed last week completely. We'll get to the comment of the week maybe to kick us off here. Address the concerns that are going to be coming in. We lost to Monaco. We beat Villarreal. We beat Getafe. We lost to Osasuna. We got young boys coming up in Champions League. We got a lot to discuss. We'll be talking about that. Plus, with Hansi Flick's comments calling Lewandowski the best striker of the last decade, we're going to give our top 5 each. You know there's going to be some debate. You know there's going to be some controversy. So we're going to get into all that and more. There's a hipster match of the week coming up from Baby Booga. I'm excited, Kings. How we feeling coming into this? Pablo, I know you had a wonderful time with the team. How are you feeling coming off of that buzz?
Yeah, can we just talk about him shaking Rafinha's handshake?
The face of FC Barcelona, Pablo Wolves Blanco. Let's start with that. How was it, dude?
Nah, it was really cool. Really cool. Personally, like I feel great. It was a really cool Saturday. Felt really privileged. Maybe sometimes I'm not good at like appreciating like where I am. And then yesterday was really good with the trip and everything and traveling with the players, and you're in and amongst it all. You're reporting live from the stadium for the official FC Barcelona account. You're traveling as a team's journalist. You're interviewing Hansi Flick as the manager, interviewing Pedri and Pau Victor. Obviously not in the way I would have wanted with the defeat, and it was a tough game and a great atmosphere, by the way. And I think a fair win for Osasuna, a deserved win. They were the better team, simple as, on the evening, and were much better than Barcelona, who were battered by injuries and fitness concerns. So credit to them, but for me, it was a really, really amazing experience, honestly. And I loved it. Honestly, I really loved it. It was pretty cool I've done to date.
Is Rafinha then that guy? Like he's a
what's his aura? What's the Rafinha?
What's the aura? Like he actually is like that guy, because you said like he was one of the only players that went up to like, and I think that is
why Rafinha was one of the only people to come up and give Pablo some daps and hugs? Because game recognized game. That's why. Aura recognizes aura.
No, because he watched Pablo since the old days of the engine room when he was defending Rafinha.
Yeah, friend of the pod,
best
Rafinha.
signing.
Yeah, massive friend of the pod. I did always defend Rafinha, yeah. But no, I think he's like a captain, a little bit. It was like we were in the hotel when we arrived. Obviously, after the flight with the players, we got to the hotel first, like us and the cameramen. And we arrived with the Barca Athletic players who played in Tarazona the night before. Andres Cuenca, Jakobishvili, the goalkeeper, Tony and Guille Fernandez, the cousins, they were all there. And then eventually all the players came in. So a few they were greeting all the players, obviously. And like me and the cameramen were sort of aside. But Flick and his assistants came up and, said hello to me directly, which is obviously like cool, and people it goes over people's head. But I think for like you, us three, and like for the people in the comments, they'll be like, this is sick as well. For me, it was cool, like seeing Flick and everything, and when they come up to you and say hello in person. Marcus Sorg, his assistant as well. And then Rafinha came over as a player as well, and just was very friendly and smiley, and just said like hello, and to the coordinator and the cameraman too. And then, obviously you chill in the hotel for a bit, and then eventually you head to the stadium, start getting set up for the positions. We do all the connections, pre-game interview with Flick, which is really cool, obviously. And then during the game, obviously I'm doing connections with Barca. Obviously it wasn't the game we wanted, of course. And then at the end of the game, again, like not in the way we would have wanted, interviewed Pedri, which is obviously really cool. But distraught Pedri, very down. Pau Victor again scored his first goal for the club, but not in the way he would have wanted. And then Flick as well. But Flick took responsibility, which we'll probably get into in terms of, where the defeat came from. Flick took responsibility. Yeah. But obviously a quiet flight home, and players were obviously naturally upset. But I think that's natural after a defeat. I think that's just the way it goes.
Yeah.
I'm actually, when you mentioned that right before we started recording, I was glad to hear that, because that's in alignment with, I'll say, the silver lining that I took away from this match, aside from the fact that Lamine Yamal is just unreal. The fight, the spirit. This was a match where late in the game, particularly when the regular starters were subbed on, they could have taken it easy. They could have rolled over. They could have said, you know what? Chalk this one up as a loss. We got Champions League coming up. Move on from this. But no, even in stoppage time, down 2 goals with 2 minutes left, you can see that they're fighting. You can see that the intensity is still there. And that, I think, is another data point showing the attitude change, the mentality change that Hansi Flick has brought in. So it's a loss. It is what it is. We had one coming, right? Nobody predicted this. The number of injuries, the rotations. Hansi said it. Put this one on him, and I'm okay with that, actually. I'm not too terribly upset about this. This is one match in a very long La Liga campaign. I think if we would have had 2 of the 8 players that we're missing that are notable players, I think we would have been fine in this one. We just too many injuries, the timing with the number of matches, rotations had to be done. That's my takeaway from it. But I like the attitude. I like the response that we're seeing from the players.
I actually think that the match against Osasuna, like certainly like Pablo sort of mentioned it a bit, I think that Flick made too many rotations. I think that's a given. Like that's something that everyone's gonna say. But we have to remember that I believe you can make rotations, but we've never seen so far this team in these 8 fixtures rotate like the defensive line. We've rotated, but we haven't the creators. Like for me,
I mean, this was a B team.
Yeah. For me, the main rotations that sort of affected everything were Rafinha and Lamine Yamal. Like I think you could have rotated one of them, but not 2 at the same time, because you miss so much creation from the wings, and this team is such a vertical side that you need one of them to be able to give you that sort of one-on-one ability or creation from the wings. And I thought that maybe when we lined up with Lewandowski, that it's an amazing striker, but he's not one of those strikers that can just create for his own. Then you have Pau Victor, which is also sort of like a finisher, and very similar to Ferran Torres. None of them are sort of creators. Ferran Torres was when he was like 19, 20 when he played for Valencia, but not anymore. And that's the sort of, I believe that by playing Pedri and Pablo Torre, that's maybe Flick said, okay, maybe this could be enough, but it really wasn't. It really wasn't, particularly when you have Koundé and Gerard Martin, where both of them are not like the most attacking threats, sort of like Alejandro Valde. So I think that's the main part, right? That's the main part. And also, it's a bit harsh, but I go like, there are some players of those B teams that, like, I don't think it's wrong that every La Masia player has to be like the best in the world. Like that's all I'm trying to say without not giving like any names. That's my take.
Here's my question, I should say, my curiosity. If we didn't lose to Monaco, would we have prioritized this upcoming Champions League against Young Boys the way that Hansi did? Because this is clear. He's saying, I want my A team ready for Tuesday. I'm going to potentially sacrifice this match against Osasuna. Had we beaten Monaco, had we even gotten a draw there, do you think maybe we would have seen a stronger team against Osasuna and perhaps rotations against Young Boys?
100%.
That's actually a good question. I didn't actually think of it at the time. For me, I think yesterday or Saturday night was a clear case of step too far with everything. Like when we went to Stegen got injured at Villarreal and we were 2-1 up, I thought we were either going to draw or lose the game, and we didn't. We went on to win it 5-1 heavily. And there's so many games this season where I thought this will be the one we get caught out because that team that isn't strong enough. These changes that you said at Bulgar, we've done the defensive line before, but not then the attacking line as well. There were just too many players missing. If everyone's fit and available and built Barcelona's best 11 of the season, who from that team that started against Osasuna gets in it? Koundé,
Kubarsi, Lewandowski. Did Pedri start? No, I forget. And Pedri.
Okay, so 4 players. Four players. That to me is a step too far. But I think I appreciate Flick making it. I think some managers, like Ernesto Valverde, for example, would have just played the full 11 again. It's different managers' styles. You can tell that. And Ernesto Valverde would have played the same 11. But I think Flick is trying to look after these players and say, Rafinha, Inigo Martinez, Lamine Yamal especially, you've just played too many minutes. We have to take you out at some point. Was this the game to do it? Look, in my opinion, no. But I also said Villarreal away wasn't the game to switch out 2 defenders either. I thought you can't put Sergio Dominguez and Gerard Martin in against Villarreal, and it worked out fine. But look, this one for me just seemed like maybe a step too far. And yeah, maybe the Champions League affects it. I think, if anything, we probably would have been better off with that team against Young Boys, though. I'd back us to still beat Young Boys at home. I think Osasuna away is actually one of the most tricky fixtures of the season. I think even a first team would struggle there, especially with the way they play. Like, that's the sort of game that even with a full 11, I go, we've got to be really at it today, really at it to get a win here. So I think it was just a step too far for a lot of them, and Osasuna capitalised on seeing a lot of essentially Barca Athletic players out there.
If you guys could have picked one of the regular starters to be included in the starting 11, who would you have picked to add in? Because we said the 4, right? Koundé, Kubarsi, Pedri, and Lewandowski. If you could have picked a 5th regular starter to put in, who would have made the biggest difference? I know, Buga, you mentioned Rafinha and Lamine. I don't know if you'd go with one of those two or somebody else. What do you think? Okay, well, graphic sounds. We're back. Little microphones issue, but we switched it up. We're good to go. We were just talking about. Fuck me, Buga. What?
I don't think. I don't think we really have to do that. I can just answer your question. You know.
Okay, go on. Answer it.
Yeah, but there's going to be this whole gap where there's going to be a little blink, and then we're going to get comments galore like, guys, what happened? What did you cut out? What'd you cut out of the pod? We're already losing trust by missing episodes. I'm going to say this comment of the week, actually. This is a good opportunity to get this comment of the week, right? Because we got to address the controversy. So Jay Anthony here, this is just chaos, but we're getting into it. This is what happens. We're live, baby. We're doing this live. Jay Anthony commented, so are you guys not going to talk about the Monaco game or the Osasuna match? It feels like you only make videos when the team wins. Fans want to hear about the tough games too, not just the victories. Ignoring the losses makes it seem like you're only showing part of the story. Where's the analysis when the team struggles? We want the full picture. Blah, 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 blah. That's his actual voice too, which is interesting.
I was just going to say that's not his actual voice.
Yeah, it is.
No, I'm mocking him, obviously. One, I saw in one of the earlier comments, he's a Real Madrid fan. So it is what it is. I appreciate you being here, Jay Anthony. Well, I was scrolling through the comments and he left one last week too. So anyway, I'm just teasing you. No hate, only love.
He's like the biggest MES fan.
Yeah, but here's the thing. To address it directly, right? We record on Sundays more often than not so that we can cover the match that happened on Saturday or Sunday. And then the pod comes out on Monday. This dude's shooting his shot 48 hours too early. We did miss a recap of the Monaco match because we're busy boys. And it happens. You know what I mean? It happens. So addressing the controversy. No, we're not avoiding the losses. We're not avoiding the negative results of Barcelona. We're talking about it. We're addressing the big points.
I was going to say, I actually feel that we're quite good at that. I think that's what people quite like, is that we get into these discussions about the topics that people have on their minds whilst they're watching the games.
Yeah,
Jay Anthony disagrees. He disagrees.
Yeah, Jay Anthony disagrees. I don't think anybody could realistically accuse us of producing this podcast with rose-colored glasses. It's not all sunshine and rainbows. We get into the hard stuff. We have plenty of criticism.
I honestly think, if anything, we're the opposite. I think I'm a bit of a pessimist. I think we've all actually got a bit of like doom and gloom in us, you know?
Yeah.
I think, if anything, we scrutinize quite a lot.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I think so too. Fair and balanced, as they say.
We're quite
Anyway,
nasty.
let us know in the comments what you all think. Is Jay Anthony onto something here? Are we being too positive? Are we avoiding the real concerns, the real issues of Barcelona? Or do you think we're nailing it on the head? Let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. Anyway, I've taken us down a path. I want to get back to, who would you have picked out of the, let's say just out of the available players that did not start? If you could add in one more player, who would have made the biggest difference for you?
Rafinha.
Against Osasuna. Rafinha.
I think Rafinha is wonderful. Like, you're missing not only someone that can play on the wing, someone that can play for the middle, like even on the right wing, Rafinha. Like, I think he fits so well any of those three positions behind the striker in this 4-2-3-1. So no matter where he played there, I thought he would have fit in quite well.
Pablo?
For me, either Inigo Martinez, because I think we were ragdolled at the back by Budimir.
That's a good one.
Say that too. I was going to say that too.
This is the first time Inigo Martinez and Pau Cubarsí haven't lost in La Liga yet as a pairing.
Yeah,
They've played 14. They played 14 games together. I think last season included. They're an underrated partnership, is what I'm trying to say. And Inigo Martinez has actually been the marshal of this defense this season. So either him or Lamine Yamal, because Lamine Yamal on his own, you give him the ball and he just changes the game for us. He who cannot be named, obviously, but he's that sort of player. You give him the ball and it's like he can dig us out of nasty situations. So it's got to be him.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I was actually also going to say Inigo Martinez. I've been so pleased with his performance, with his composure and his leadership in the back. Like I think he fully recognizes that he is playing next to how old is Garcia now? Is he 18 yet?
No,
17 still. He's playing next to a 17-year-old that needs someone next to him with some confidence, with that vocal leadership to kind of show him the way there to build on that natural talent that Kubarsi has. So I think I would have thrown in Inigo as well. But we're so short on center backs right now that I understand the rotations, but it is what it is. So Osasuna loss. Where do we go from here? How are we feeling about this young boys match coming up? Are we gonna turn things around immediately? Is this the beginning of a maybe downturn for Barca? What are we thinking?
I believe that Barcelona potentially need like these next games to sort of regain the ground. Because also I was thinking, like, when you take a look at Barcelona right now at the moment, they're not the complete squad either. So I think that this team that Barcelona has won 7 games on the bounce with is nowhere near close what I think Flick envisions, like what the season will end with. I don't know if you agree with me in that. Mm-hmm. Like the team that's starting very good now, I don't think it's a team that's going to end the season with.
Sure. I mean, hopefully by the end of the season, right, we're going to have like 6 different players returning that could arguably be in the starting 11, right?
Yeah.
Gavi, Frankie, Araujo, Dani Olmo, Fermin, Christensen.
Yeah. I think for now the goal for Barca is you have to beat Young Boys on Tuesday. He's rested against Osasuna. I think he's going to play the Ghana 11. What was it? Iñaki, Balde, Inigo Martinez, Kubarsi, Koundé, Casado, Eric Garcia and Pedri probably, and then Rafinha, Lewandowski and Lamine Yamal. Even that is missing so many players, but I think that'll be the lineup against Young Boys at our home. Has to be a win. It has to be the first 3 points in the Champions League. And then Alaves away is important. We have to see what happens, as the viewers will know what's happening in the Madrid derby. We're about an hour before kickoff at time of recording. So we'll see what happens with that, you know, and how that one goes and how maybe that makes us feel about this match week. But we have to beat Alaves away from home to end well. And then we've got 2 weeks off where we hopefully regain at least someone. I'm talking about Frankie de Jong could come back either in these 2 games or after that. He'll definitely be back. Hopefully Koeman doesn't take him with Netherlands, and Fermin maybe comes back in soon. Andreas Christensen, I can't remember who else is on the list, but I think those are the most, you know, the ones who are going to come back the fastest.
Did you talk about
Fermin? Fermin Lopez,
yeah. So for me, that's the pretty simple as the objective now.
Yeah, we're very much ramping up towards October 20th, 23rd, 26th. Those 3 matches are huge. Sevilla at home in La Liga, Bayern at home in Champions League, and then away to Real Madrid. That is a crucial 6 days for Barcelona. If in my memory, check me if I'm wrong, I feel like last year it was October, November where we went off the rails and we could never really get back on track. Like that, the points that we dropped in October and November, we never really regained. That's what cost us the league at the end of it.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Now we have to make Osasuna just one of those days when we said we had to rest players. We had to. We've been defeated at a good team away from home. We maybe won other games that people didn't expect, Rayo from behind and Girona and Villarreal. We've won those. We thought we'd drop points in. We couldn't get it this time. We have to remember as well, Barca have asked to play more games away from home at the start of the season so that they can play more at the Camp Nou once it's been renovated. So you think about Alaves again, it's another away game next Sunday.
Yeah.
My point being, we haven't really played at home. 3 league games at home. I think it'll be in 6 away in total. So by the time the international break comes around, I maybe got the numbers wrong. But what I'm trying to say is that get through these next 2 games now, win them, and like you said, John, we can't make it like a pattern. When if we draw Alaves, we're thinking like we've put ourselves in a situation that's going to be hard to come back to. And you go into that week all of a sudden, if you lose the Clásico, you're in trouble.
Do you think that it's Flick sort of... I read a report saying two things. First, that Flick sort of, like you were saying, sort of marked this game down in the calendar. I'm not sure if that's the way I would approach it, but they know more than I do. And the second thing is that he said the importance of arriving with a margin to El Clásico, like top of the table, like be there in a Clásico, top of the table. So I'm pretty sure that maybe, like you were saying also before, Osasuna is a game where it's a stadium, El Sadar, where we haven't won really that much. Like, and when we've won, it's been like by the bare minimum, like 2-1, 2-1 were the last two games, and we drew 2-2, then we drew again like 2-2. Like, it's been a place where our head-to-head record is not the best. So I don't know. I think, like you were saying, like, sure, it's okay. Let's see how the Madrid derby goes now. I don't know if you want John to maybe talking about...
Come on, Atleti. Come on, Atleti.
I don't know if you want to talk about anything else about the match, but if not, we can maybe say...
I got one thing. I got one thing. I got one thing that I feel like people are not talking about.
Let's skip it. Drop it.
Where is Ansu? With all these rotations, where's Ansu?
I agree. Look, I think... I thought the same thing as you. I said this on my channel. Either way, guys, if you're watching this, and can I
Baby Buga is back.
Can I
give the people what they want?
Yeah, I'm back on my channel in English, so you can
plug it. What's the channel, Buga? Plug it.
Buga Luis. It's changed. Now I am owner of Buga Luis. Before it was Buga Luis FC or something like that. Now it's just Buga Luis.
God, what did you have to do to get that?
Nothing. I just said I just changed it, and now it accepted me, because before maybe someone had a channel with that name, but now it's mine. So yeah. And so you can watch me there as well. But the thing is that what I said there is that I don't remember the question anymore.
Ansu. What's going on with Ansu? With all these rotations, why did we not see Ansu?
Yeah. I was saying, like, Ansu Fati, I think, first of all, he has come out of a horrible injury, and we know this, right? We know this. So maybe he's not at 100 full %. Maybe when he played that few minutes, he wasn't there. Why? Did you see that Ansu in this game, he put the jacket on? Like, he was at one moment with the thing, like, already training in the corner, and then, like, you, Paulo, were there, right? And then he put the jacket on back again. So there was a moment where after the 4-1, they pointed to Ansu, and it's like he had that jacket on. And I thought, like, he wasn't upset or anything. I thought that maybe it's like, that's what they talk about. And he's like, sure, I have no, like, I'll do it, I'll do it. I'll rest. I'll do it. It is not the moment to come in. Like, things like this. I think Flick has learned or have seen the lesson with Ansu, and I just Hansu with Ansu
with
and sort
Hansu.
of Hansu Flick, and just learned it, right? So I think that he's taking it slowly with Ansu Fati, and I wouldn't be too worried about it. Or I don't know, maybe. Do you think, is there some conspiracy? What did you see from the sidelines, Pablo? Did you ever focus on Ansu Fati there?
Yeah, no, he was warming up for a while, and so when about the 81st minute, Flick called him back to come on, and he was ready to come on, and then Sergio Dominguez went down with cramp, and Flick said, he went and gave him a hug and said, "I'm sorry, but we're going to have to put Hector Forte in instead." And it was that simple. But I do think you're right, Bull. I think you got a reaction spot on about Ansu. I think he just said, that's fair enough, At the end of the day, it's not a game that you massively want to come on in, is it? 4-1 down. Like, what are you going to do other than get a few touches of the ball and look a bit hopeless, But I'd expect him to get minutes, and at least like in one of the next two games, and considerable minutes too, actually.
I hope so. I definitely hope so. I think it's interesting with Pal Victor. I think he's the one that's going to end up stealing more of Ansu's time than anybody.
Yeah.
And that's what we saw in this one. But just real quick, I do think that it's not a question of fitness or capabilities right now. I think Hansi is really focused on managing the perception and the expectations of Ansu. If Ansu started this match, played a significant amount of time, and didn't get the results, didn't show up, all of a sudden the hate comes in, the doubt comes in, all these things. So it's almost like, it feels like Hansi is waiting for that perfect moment to let Ansu out.
Yep. Like, I think a perfect moment would be like, young boys, you're 2-0 up, bring back Ansu. Like that sort of thing, have him like that. That's sort of the matches that you want your player to come in. I am a bit worried about, in the same sense, about Iñaki Peña, because people are gonna. I personally think Iñaki Peña didn't have any responsibility in it for goals from Osasuna. I don't think so. That's my personal opinion. But people are gonna go and like, they're gonna say whatever.
Anytime you give up 4,
yeah, you're gonna. He had to save the penalty. He had to guess it sooner. He needed to come out for the second goal. Like blah 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 blah. They're always gonna say stuff, and I think like Iñaki Peña in that sense will always have that thing, on him, and Eric Garcia, Ferran Torres players like they always do. So let's just see how it goes, right? Because like you were saying, the margins, the expectation, what moment he comes in, all of those things are very, very important.
Yeah. One other thing about that, before we move on, we've now seen a number of games with Eric Garcia playing in that defensive mid role. Could he be a player that falls in line with a few others that have switched positions and actually unlocked something? I'm thinking of, I made a small little list here. Puyol going from right back to center back. Mascherano going in reverse, defensive mid to a center back. PK in his young days used to be a forward. Jules Koundé going from center back to right back. Even players like that. That's kind of what I'm seeing with an Eric Garcia. I'm wondering if, he's not cutting it at center back, but this position change, are we going to see the best of him? Is this going to be what unlocks an Eric Garcia for Barcelona?
No. Sorry. You know why? Because Flick said it. Flick said, like, we're playing with a center back and midfield. He literally said it. So that's your answer. I know, he sees Eric Garcia as a center back, maybe.
As a EAFC player, you should know. You get those position change cards and anything can happen, baby. I'll say I'm optimistic. I don't think he's not going to play over. If everybody was healthy, he's not playing over Frankie. He's not playing over Casado. He's not playing over Bernal. I don't know. I'm not sure where it fits in.
I like him. I think there's nothing wrong with
I like his attitude. He's showing up. He's doing what's asked of him.
What a guy.
It could be worse.
I'm also, quick mention, I'm also like fascinated with Marc Casado. Like, I'm really like buying into him big time.
I thought he had his best match against Getafe, actually.
Yeah, he was.
I thought that was the best Casado that I had seen in terms of winning the ball back, having the composure. His passing was there. He's really, I think, growing match to match, and Getafe for me was his best match. So I'm pretty excited for Casado.
I keep saying I think that's like Flick's bet, but also I don't know why. Why is Flick betting so much on Gerard Martin, dude? Like, are we gonna be not harsh? Yeah. I don't know. I'm not against the guy. Look, I don't know him. He might be the nicest person ever. It
has nothing to do with it. What are you doing on the pitch? You know what I'm saying?
It's like, it's fine. You can criticize me, but you don't know me. Like, I can be a good person.
We're
gonna talk shit.
That's at Booga Luis.
I don't know why I feel so nervous. I think like he's watching this video.
That'll happen. Oh my gosh! Can you imagine the first time that we get one of the players to comment on our videos? Dun dun dun! It's gonna happen. Let us know in the comments. Who do you think will be the first player to leave an official comment on either the full pod or one of the clips? Maybe. Who knows? It's gonna happen.
Instagram,
We're in the ether, baby. All right. Anything else on any of the previous matches? Monaco, Villarreal, Getafe, Osasuna.
Nope.
Here's well, hang on. I got one quick question before we can get into the best strikers of the decade. Szczesny coming in. Booger, you mentioned Peña. You mentioned maybe some unfair hate or doubt coming in. Is Szczesny going to come in as a starter or as a backup for Peña?
I read somewhere that Szczesny was, of course, he's been brought in like a backup. I think that's something that maybe for now, right? But I believe wholeheartedly that Szczesny also said like he thinks that he can get that position for himself. Like he think he can, like 1-2 training sessions, maybe I can get it. I can do it. That's why he's backing himself for it. And I think that will be the right decision to do. Like eventually, I would like Szczesny to get up to speed and be the number one goalkeeper. Because I think that to go all the way in every single competition you're looking to win, I don't know. Maybe Iñaki Peña can do a Lunin, but I'm not too sure. You know, we have to see, wait and see. I think that's either way. I'm not mad with any of them. Like sure, let's play whoever.
Let's play it this way. Let's say Szczesny joins, right? Because he hasn't signed yet, but everybody's saying that it's going to happen. I think all the green lights are there.
Pablo, what do you know?
Here's how I want to phrase it, though. Here's how I want to phrase it. Which goalkeeper do you predict, Szczesny or Peña? Which one do you think will be starting October 26th against Real Madrid? That gives us 1, 2, 3, 4 matches from now. Which goalkeeper do you think is going to be starting?
That is actually such a good question, you know?
I think it's going to be Szczesny.
Yeah, I do think Szczesny is going to be the number one goalkeeper, by the way. I do.
Yeah. We're not talking about like, I don't know, like other goalkeepers, like a Claudio Bravo or Keylor Navas, you know, that were.
When I saw that Claudio Bravo was like, "Hey guys, I'll come back," I kind of low key I wanted Claudio Bravo to come
Why,
back.
dude? He's trash.
Because
mate.
no, he's so bad. He's not. I think
no. I am
redemption song.
I'm half Chilean. I have Chilean blood in my veins.
Really?
Yeah, I'm half.
Wow, I never knew that. You've always been.
Chilean.
You've always been my little Peruvian prince. I had no
that's
idea
because
you were the...
That's because I am Peruvian. I don't hate Chile, but like,
I don't know. It sounds like you do. It sounds like let us know. All
bro,
the listeners from Chile right now. Let us
Peru?
know.
Peru it's difficult because like it's like Peru and Chile. It's the derby. You know, it's like it's like they hate each other in every way.
So it's like wearing a Real Madrid jersey
exactly.
underneath your Barca kit.
It's like I'm half in that sense, but I don't want to be part of the Chilean.
Cat's out of the bag now. Everybody knows it.
Everybody knows it. But I'm like, dude, I'm seeing like Claudio Bravo, and I saw him play, and I was like, dude, no, like I'm not kidding. I would do a better job than Claudio Bravo.
You're a clown.
I miss Jose Pinto. Jose Pinto was my favorite number 2 goalkeeper of all time. He got to be, I forget what year it was. I forget if it was 2009, perhaps. It was late in Copa del Rey, and there was a crucial penalty, and I forget who we were even playing, but it's a standout memory for me where he looked the opponent in the eye and said, "Hey, you look at me. I'm going right here. I dare you to put the ball right there." And then he did, and he saved it.
Yeah,
big balls on that man. Yeah. Big fucking balls.
So to finish my point after all this rant about Claudio Bravo is that, well, like we could have gotten. It's not like Claudio Bravo or Keylor Navas. We're talking about a guy who played at the highest level, who played 35 matches for Juventus in the Serie A last season. That kept like, I think, was it 15 clean sheets?
Yeah.
Like he played the Euros like just 4 months ago. It's that sort of player, right? If it was, I think a Claudio Bravo, Keylor Navas, Iñaki Peña should start. But we're talking about someone who has that experience literally 4 months ago. So even less. So, dude, Szczesny, get him in. Get him a Marlboro box if you need him to.
Yeah, are you guys quite happy with the Szczesny signing then? Do you actually think that's like a good goalkeeper signing?
It's the best goalkeeper out there right now. Barcelona got it.
Probably best available. Yeah. I do think he's an upgrade from Peña. If not, like skill-wise, it's probably pretty close. But mentality and experience and maturity, I think you go Szczesny. I just think Peña seems a bit unsettled, a bit uneasy, a bit hesitant sometimes. But that's just, I'm speculating and could be projecting even. But I think Szczesny brings a little bit more, he makes me feel a little bit more confident, I'll say.
No, and he's an amazing penalty saver as well. Let's remember, he's the only goalkeeper to ever save a penalty against Lionel Messi in the World Cup.
Booga dropping the stats. My goodness. Wow. Dropping the knowledge. I love it. All right. We ready to talk the best strikers of the decade?
Yes. But quickly, can I ask the question of what do you think should happen in the derby between Real Madrid and Atletico for Barcelona?
What do you mean?
This will go after, right? just go after, but who do you Atletico all the way just simply because of?
Are you asking like for a prediction or what I want to happen?
No, I'm what you think Barcelona would need to benefit from it, like a draw.
Atletico win.
I would want Atletico win. Yeah.
Really?
Atletico Madrid
take as many points from Real Madrid as you can.
Mate, Atletico Madrid are not winning. Atletico Madrid are not winning La Liga, or even coming close to winning La Liga. I promise you.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
all right.
I'm with you on
let's
that.
move to the strikers.
Come on, Atleti. Okay. So Hansi Flick this week comes out and says Lewandowski, not only are we backing him, but he's the best striker, the best number 9 specifically, right? The best number 9 of the last decade. That, of course, brought up some questions. My immediate reaction was like, ooh, I don't know.
He said the best or one of the best? I'm not sure.
He said the best.
He said
I don't think it was. Yeah. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure. I should have just pulled it up, but I'm pretty sure he said the best of the last 10 years.
I agree.
So, how do we want to do this? Does everybody have a top 5?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know if I have mine in order. I've got my 5. I don't know if they're in order. Do we want to each maybe give one, and then if it's on our list, we'll acknowledge it. We can talk about it, and then everybody give somebody new as we go around.
I have it in order. So I think we can. Ooh. I don't know.
Wow.
By the way, the last decade, I've sort of got 2010 to early 2020s, but yeah.
No.
Okay, that's not a decade, but that's okay. That's not how math works.
2014 to 20. like the decade would be before Luis Suarez joins Barcelona, and now. That's
yeah. Okay, fine.
That will be from the Brazil World Cup to here.
Okay, let's go. All right, so
Puga, can I mention that the players that I think enter the shout, and you tell me if there's a
no, save them for then. No, because then we know that they're not on the top 5.
No, I'm just.
You're talking about your honorable mention.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you do honorable mentions after the lists.
No, but I just tell I just say like a list of quickly like 10, 12 players that I think enter the conversation.
Jesus,
like
no,
they are sitting in the table.
No.
Okay,
save
okay,
them.
Okay.
No, save it, baby. Save it.
Okay.
Puga, give me who's number 5 on your list of top 5.
My number 5 of top best players of strikers, is a friend of the pod, Mr. Harry Kane.
Okay. I was like, we got so many friends of the pod.
Yeah.
I've got Harry Kane on my list. Yeah. I've got Harry Kane on my list, and maybe number 5.
All right, I've got a number 5 too. For me. I've got a number 5 too.
I thought I had to like.
Well, let me ask this, because this will be interesting. What did you guys use as your criteria for best number 9s? Did you just go off of goal output? Did you think trophies? Did you think prestige? Like, what was your criteria in making your top 5? Aura. Yeah. All aura.
No.
So Zlatan's number 1 for everybody then.
So Kane didn't make my list
at all, bro. No, I think in terms of ranking players, the criteria I always use are 3 of them. Like you have literally 4 actually. Like how good is the actual player? Like how good as a footballer he is? Like how talented? How good he's in a striker? How good is he putting the ball in the back of the net? Like how good is he in that? Then I qualify like trophies, achievements, what he has done. I think moments in football is also very big. Like you cannot football. It's about moments, and those moments carry a lot of weight. And if you turn up in a final, in a semi-final to save your team, those things work because it shows your balls. And then the last one would be, I would say, the consistency. Like the consistency of how good are you able to do that and maintain yourself at the highest level. For me, it's those things.
Okay. All right. I'm into that. Okay. So we all have Harry Kane at 5. I maybe would put him at 4, but probably 5. Pablo, who you got next on your list?
I've gone for Agüero.
Yeah.
I don't have Agüero in my list.
What?
You don't have Agüero on your list?
I don't have Agüero in my list. No.
He's
John, we are gonna get a proper hipster in this 5 then. By the way.
Depends, dude. If you count number 3 on my player as a striker, then okay.
Puga's going to be bending the rules. I can tell already. Well, he played 1 match as a striker, and no, I got Agüero as either 1 or 2 for me.
Ooh!
He's yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What?
I got Aguero either 1 or 2. No,
You're
I got him there.
Remember, it's
the
the
reason.
decade. It's the decade.
Yeah, he retired in 2021.
Yeah. Don't care. Don't care. If you talk about prolific goal scorers, you talk about big moment players, you talk about trophy lifters, you talk about guys that can do it as the final piece, the poacher, or guys that can create it, guys that can score inside the box, outside the box. The danger man. I got Kun Aguero up there, baby. 1 or 2.
Wow. I don't know, bro. I don't know. Look, I don't know.
He's fourth for me.
I don't know. Look, I have him at 6, or I told you, like, everything would move one way up in my list. But the thing is that I think Agüero, like, for me, since 2021, when he retired, where he went to Barcelona and then retired, like...
You mean when he walked into Barcelona with a heart condition, scored in El Clasico, and had to retire?
Exactly. I talk about Agüero. I think that Agüero was already going down. I think his level from 2014. Are we counting like the Agüero moment? Was that 2014? But that was like
it was 2012, mate.
2012, mate. Okay, so that if it's even beforehand. So in that time, like, I don't know, bro. I've seen Agüero. I don't know. I just
he was still class. He was 2014 through to until he left City. He was he was the best striker in the league.
I'm thinking. I want to say it was like, was it 2017? 16 or 17
every season.
Did he score 5 goals in a game?
Yeah.
Was that it? Like, I remember I was living in an apartment at the time. There was a pile of clean laundry on the living room floor waiting to be folded, and I had Aguero on my fantasy team. And by that 5th goal, I was jumping into the pile of laundry and celebrations. I was going nuts. It was that kind of party.
Nah. Can I tell you my 4th then? My 4th.
Yep.
My 4th would be for me Karim Benzema.
I got Benzema.
For me, Benzema is my number 4th. I think he has single-handedly, I'm not going to lie, this is such a big shout for me.
Lie to everybody right now, Boogie.
But for me, Karim Benzema has had the best individual Champions League season alongside Ricardo Kaká, ever. I think Benzema was insane that year when he won the Ballon d'Or. Insane. He was unplayable. He has never reached that level. But I'm talking about, like, he's always, that level is like the peak of football pinnacle. But then after that, he has been like always good in a sense. So that's why I have the consistency. The quality as a player is insane. He's really good. For me, the moment, like I said, that remontada Champions League that Real Madrid got, insane. And if I quantify then simply everything else into it, that's my criteria. For me, he's here. He's number 4. He could be higher as well, but they're just better players in top.
Yeah. For me, Benzema's stock went up when Ronaldo left Real Madrid.
100%.
And Real Madrid kept winning Champions League trophies.
Yeah.
That the way that he just kind of pivoted his role on the team and stepped up in that way, you have to respect it. You absolutely have to respect it. So, yeah, I got Benzema at number 3 for me. Pablo, is he on your list?
I've got him number 3 on my list.
Okay.
All right. Okay, we're getting there.
What next? So, John, do we have your 4?
So far, Kane is 5.
Yeah.
I've got Lewandowski at 4.
What? What, dude? That's nasty, dude.
Yep. So far, the
such
names
a
that
boomer,
have been named,
bro. This guy.
I've got this motherfucker right here. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna come down to Peru. I'm gonna show you some daylight saving time, baby. You're gonna get it. So I've got Kane at 5, Lewandowski at 4.
Nah, what?
Benzema at 3.
What?
I'll say Kun at Kun Aguero at number 2, and then I'll save my number 1.
What? No, bro, you're leaving. No, what?
Where do you have Lewandowski?
Can I mention my number 3 then?
No, where do you have Lewandowski?
We're still down there.
I have to save it. I have to save it.
No, you don't. Why do you have to? Is he your number 1?
No, he's my number 2.
Okay, all right. So we haven't discovered anybody's number 1 yet.
No, but you don't know my number 3.
2.
You don't know my number 3 yet.
We'll get to that next. We're talking Lewandowski. Pablo, do you have Lewandowski, and where do you have him?
I've got him at number 2.
Okay.
For me, it's actually very close between number 2 and number 1.
Okay.
I think,
so hang on then.
I think number 2 is very respected.
Booga, what is your list so far, Booga? What's your number 5?
Number 5, Harry Kane.
And your 4 was
Benzema.
Okay. Your 3 is who?
I want to know if you think, if not, everything moves up.
So excited.
But my number 3 is
scared.
Antoine Griezmann.
I knew you were going to say that. He's not a number 9. I knew you were going to say that. I don't know if that counts.
But he has played a striker like so much time. But I mean, like,
yeah, but he's also played left wing and center mid and attacking mid. You know what I mean? If you want to give it to him.
For me, it's look. If I put this Antoine Griezmann here, I would put him in. If not, I would then go. I wouldn't. Then I would move everything up, and I would actually not go to Agüero. I would still go to Mbappe first. If Mbappe is counted as a striker, and then I would go Agüero.
No.
That's what I would say.
I did not keep Mbappe as a
I thought like for me Mbappe is Mbappe just like a forward.
He's a forward. Yeah,
he's a forward. Yeah. Griezmann, people say it's like a forward as well, but I need to put him in. Like for me, Griezmann is insane. Let me just make my argument then. Griezmann is insane. Took France single-handedly to the final in the Euros in 2016. He was the best, most important player in 2018. He had in the World Cup. Was so important for France in that World Cup. He was equally as important in the 2022 World Cup, playing even as a deeper role. That's where you can take me out of the number 9 conversation. But then he took Atleti to beat Real Madrid in the Supercopa after winning the Europa League. He's just insane with Atletico Madrid. He has been moments like, for me, there's that 2016 season. If Messi and Ronaldo weren't there, he should have been third on the Ballon d'Or. I don't know how he didn't go close to it. And even before giving it to Modric, I would have given to Griezmann that year in 2018. I think he's absolutely insane as a player. I really like this guy. Such a GOAT for me. Griezmann is insane. He's literally my favorite player ever.
Are you actually being serious? Yeah,
I'm being serious. He's my favorite player.
You really rate him that highly?
I really rate Griezmann that highly.
I honestly, even if he was our number 9, I don't think he'd make my 5.
I think he's so good. I rate, for me. If you tell me
really?
like, yeah, really. I think like, is that maybe here I'm pecando like of bias, but like 100%. Like, this is my guy. You know, this is my favorite player. This is my guy. I need to put him where he belongs among the goats.
Picking with his heart.
I love Griezmann. He's my favorite player. Like there's not a single moment where I see Griezmann a gameplay and I go like, dude, you're so good. And he's like hard worker, everything.
Mate, you better produce a hat trick tonight, else I'm not going to be happy with this. The way you're talking about him, we shouldn't be worried about the title race. He's going to sort it out for us in half an hour.
Griezmann is so good, bro. So I was so you don't understand how excited I was for him to join Barcelona. Like,
did you see how he played at Barca?
He didn't play the best, but he played way better than people said. Way better than people said. Way better than people said.
No, I actually really liked him. I'll
tell you this. I would have. Okay. This is the hottest take in the history of Buga history.
I can't believe it.
In 2020, when we bought Griezmann in 2020, right, when we lost against Bayern Munich, that was the first season. I would have, by that time, been, as hard as the words say, I think Barcelona reached the top with one sort of cycle in 2019 when we lost against Liverpool. And I thought that would have been the moment to say goodbye to Mr.
Bro. Are you about to suggest that we should have sold Lionel Messi in 2019 and doubled down on Griezmann? Is that what you're about to say?
That is what I would have done if I was a president.
You're about to say on this podcast that Barcelona should have sold Lionel Messi in 2019 and brought in Griezmann and made him the cornerstone of the team. That's what you're saying to me right now?
That's what I'm saying.
Let the comments rain. That is at Buga Luis. Everybody, make sure you tag him in those comments. Don't let that go unnoticed. Pablo's hiding underneath his shirt. That is the hottest take I've ever seen.
I can't
that's a cold take.
You know what? You know what I thought he was going to say. I thought he was going to say we should have sold Suarez and got Griezmann. By the way, Bulga, we signed Griezmann in the summer of 2019. After Anfield is when we signed Griezmann. We did sign him.
Was it 2019?
Yeah, we signed him that summer.
For me, Anfield is like the like that's a culmination. That's a culmination.
You know what we did? You know what we did? We know what we did. We had a Griezmann Atleti for however many years. They didn't win the league once. And then we had Griezmann. We took Griezmann to ourselves. He didn't win a league in any years. And then we gave them Suarez, who we said was finished, and kept Griezmann. and they dunked a league on our heads.
Unbelievable. Yeah. Unbelievable.
And you wanted not Suarez gone for Griezmann, but you said, have Messi as well, lads. Take Messi off of our hands. We'll just be chilling with Griezmann. And he likes Moriba in behind him.
No, Buga.
I'd actually love to see what you would have done with this team, by the way.
Buga is rock hard over the idea of a 2020 lineup with Memphis Depay, Griezmann, and Dembele. I know that from previous. Look at that smile. Yeah. Look at that smile.
Yeah. Are you actually being serious? That would have been an absolute disgrace.
So serious right now.
Yeah.
Our little hipster, our sweet little Peruvian.
I'm not
hipster.
saying that Messi is better than. I'm not saying that Griezmann is better than Messi. What I'm saying
is that.
No. What I'm saying is
you heard it here first, folks. Buga said that Griezmann is better than Messi. We heard it live.
That's what I'm saying.
It's actually hurting me because
I'm getting heated.
Really like
that's
Griezmann.
Literally not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that the club we're in a worse position, and they should have fixed the way, because everything that happened now with Laporta coming in and getting rid of Suarez with Koeman and everything that should have happened way earlier. That should have happened like 2019, and we started to do it in 2021. That's too late. Those 2 years, Barcelona
it wasn't Laporta with Suarez though.
No, but
it was still
what I mean, like, it was Bartomeu when he left. Okay, but what I mean, like, that period of starting to rebuild this squad, getting rid of Rakitic, getting rid of those sort of players, that needed to happen sooner.
We did need to rebuild earlier than.
And I'm saying, I'm not saying if you have already invested this amount of money to not be in this freaking debt, sometimes you need to make those hard decisions, and sometimes you need to like bear it with your heart. You have to take it on the chin and just be like, the problem is that Bartomeu was never going to take it in the chin because he's just such a soberbio man. He's just so stupid and so full of himself that he wasn't going to do it. So what he did is basically, I'm just going to carry it out as much as I can, and then I'm going to leave it for the next guy. And that's what he did.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I do hear you. I think even I was
caught. If they brought in like freaking, who else could have been at that time? If there was somebody else, another player at that time, like, I still think like you should have done something more with the players, because until last season is when we received the money for Atletico Madrid for Griezmann. Like, literally last season we cut ties with the player. That's way too late. If you signed him in 2019, like you signed him in 2019, in 2023, you cannot be making that. Just be, getting rid of that. It was too late. This period, Barcelona hasn't improved. They have just been stagnated for ages. Xavi has been so grateful to come in and win us a La Liga, but nothing has happened. Barcelona has not improved, like, at all from there. We are getting better, but it's just a stalemate. Like, it's been like, this could have been avoided. That's what I'm saying.
We went down a dark path there. Wow.
Yeah, you're saying. I actually liked Griezmann at Barca, by the way. I actually did. I thought he actually did a decent job. I felt sorry watching him play football sometimes on the left wing, I'm not going to lie, and that's why he's not in my top five. So but I get what you're saying in terms of, you're saying take a hit with a painful sale earlier. Real Madrid have been great at this. Casemiro. And when they sold Casemiro for 70 million, I thought, oh, that's a risky sale. He's the glue to your team now. And to be fair, I do think they did lose the league that season and did look a little bit messy in midfield. But if I'm right in saying they still won the Champions League that year, though, if I'm not wrong.
But that's what I'm saying. Look at them now. Take the hit.
Exactly.
Because you're just gonna become an AC Milan
and more importantly, sorry, John. More importantly, look at Casemiro now. Real Madrid are saying, fine, take him for 70 million. We know within a year this guy's done. If you watch Casemiro play football now, it's like, wow, that guy is seriously past it.
The difference is, Johnny's gonna say the difference is because Messi is the best player in the world.
Well, not just that, because it's not just Messi, and I know we are diverting from this. We'll get back to the top 5
It's so
in just
good,
a
though.
second.
It's such a good discussion.
But it's not just Messi. It's the loyalty to the La Masia players. Busquets should have been sold.
Yeah.
Alba should have been sold. Xavi, Iniesta, like Piqué, like you can go down the list. We let everybody stay too long and get paid too much.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody.
Yeah.
So
and
we do need to move away from that.
I think that's what sort of brought us to this position where we are right now, like you're saying, the loyalty. So it's not simply just getting rid. It's not like the hot take that I said of like to like replacing one with another. What I'm saying is that you need to start to do it. You need to make it right. And the thing is that
earlier than what they did.
Earlier than what they did. But
Bulga, your point was get rid of Messi, who after that 2018-19 season was a disgrace of a footballer, probably his second best individual season of all time footballing wise. And you're saying, fuck that. You can go and you can walk. We've just been knocked out to Liverpool. Like you've done your bit now. We want the Frenchman in. That would have been a wild decision to make.
No, of course it was never going to happen. Like it's never going to happen. You should have
never going to happen. But
I'm saying this situation. How do you fix it? Because right now we're still paying the problems that happened since 2017 when Barcelona started to went down. So since 2017, we're almost a decade now. There was still so bad because of decisions made since that year onwards, and because of the Club de Amigos. Like you literally know that the players said that. So it's like we are paying that, but it's like sometimes it's like that. Like it's not gonna happen. It's history, right? We are like paying the price now, so that we don't, and probably not a single ever club in the world do that again. You know?
Yeah. Okay. Take a deep breath. That was a roller coaster.
I think that's our first ever amazing. I love it. I love these sort of debates.
That was good. That was a good one. Okay.
Yeah.
So with us going over, it's pretty interesting. We basically all have the same top
Number
4
2.
so far, but with a little bit of shaking around. Caveat for Griezmann there.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we probably all have the same number 1. I think we should go 1, 2, 3, and then say it, because I think we're all going to say the same person.
Yeah.
We ready? Okay. 1, 2, 3. Olivier Giroud.
Suarez.
No, Luis Suarez, of course.
That is actually a great shout from you.
Olivier Giroud.
It's not a bad shout.
Here's what I'll say. My first thought was, boy, that'll be funny to say Olivier Giroud. But when I was making my list, he was in consideration simply for longevity.
He could be
simply for trophies, simply for like, if you take him as a number 9 and put him on any championship contender, he can play his part. He can do what he needs to do. What else are you looking for? You know,
they still win that trophy.
Yeah. Totally joking with him being number 1, but I would say he almost got on my top 5.
I cannot, you cannot, like I said, I love Griezmann. Luis Suarez is literally the second player in my list of favorite players. My dad is named Luis Alfredo. I kid you not, so many times I've called him Luis Alberto. Like I'm not joking, because Luis Suarez is Luis Alberto Suarez Diaz.
Yeah.
So I literally confused my dad's name because of Luis Suarez, like so many times. He's such a good player. He fits all the categories. Moments, you have incredible moments, incredible scenes. How good is he with the football? Incredible. Achievements, all of them. And then individually as a player, he's so bro. And people I'm just gonna say that because we can talk about Suarez ages, right? Suarez's creation as a striker plus the amount of goal he gets, it's underrated. He's the highest ever assister behind Messi, and I don't know who else. Somebody else, I think. But like behind Messi and somebody else, it's Suarez. In assists.
At Barcelona, you mean?
No, in the history of sport.
Wow.
So it's like insane, dude. Insane. He's also won the Golden Boot during the Messi and Ronaldo's era twice. The only guy to ever do that. With Liverpool and then with Barcelona. Insane. 60 goals with Barcelona that year. The year he played at Liverpool, 2014, that for me is the best Suarez ever. That Suarez was absolutely unplayable, dude. Scored goals from halfway line. So good. And did everything he wanted. He literally single-handedly brought Liverpool all the way to almost winning the title. insane. This guy is incredible. Luis Suarez. The day I meet Luis Suarez is the day I don't know, bro. I can die happy. Like literally, he's so freaking good, bro. So I would prefer to meet Suarez over than Griezmann. Yes, sir. Yes, I would.
I'm just looking. I don't know how accurate this is. I'm looking at jobsinfootball.com, but top 10 players with most assists. Puskas with 404, Pele with 369, Messi with 361, Cruyff with 358, Thomas Muller with 302. Maybe that's who you were thinking of.
Muller's up, yeah. Muller.
And then Luis Suarez with 293. Yeah. Then you get Luis Figo, Ryan Giggs, Cristiano Ronaldo, and number 10, Angel Di Maria.
Yeah, but you have to check like different stuff.
I know it's so hard to get accurate stats.
Yeah. But I saw somewhere like he was top 3.
I absolutely love it. Pele, man.
Pele's, bro.
He's made those stats up.
Yeah, dude,
there is something to that.
Here's the one I read.
Back, you can't trust the stats.
I read this one from PFSA. It says Lionel Messi first with 400, Thomas Müller 303, Luis Suarez with 298.
There we go. I'll take that over.
He's just so good, bro. Like Luis Suarez is underrated as a player. 100. Like I don't know how people how people can compare. I get annoyed and I get how do you feel when somebody disrespects you? What's the word? Like you get
offended.
I feel offended when I see people comparing Benzema to Luis Suarez. Like I genuinely get offended. It's how can you? They're not in the same league.
I think Suarez can create and do more on his own than Benzema can.
Yeah, no, and Benzema needs not saying that Benzema is a bad player. He was insane, dude. We're talking like comparing a Rolls Royce with like a Bentley, like the best Bentley ever. Like it makes no sense comparing them, but yeah, it's like the Rolls Royce is better, you know?
Yeah, interesting. Did any of you consider putting Haaland on your list?
No, too early. Like, yes, in a sense, he's up there. Like, I thought even, like I was saying, comparing to the numbers first, I thought Lewandowski is very close. I think Lewandowski is also very underrated. Like, I still don't understand how you don't have him, like, top 3 at least.
You know why Lewandowski's up there for me? Because he's the only one in the list who has been playing for every top level for every single one of these seasons.
Yep.
And scoring 30, 40, 50 goals every single one of these 10 years that we're discussing here. That's why he's second for me.
Well, to be fair, so really the only player that I have Aguero above him and I have Benzema above him. It's not like we're way off. It's not like I dropped him off my list.
Nah, but
Benzema for me for the prestige and the trophies, I had to go for him.
Yeah.
But
Lewandowski was in the Bundesliga for a lot, which is I've always sort of ranked him below. I think because of that, you have to think about it. I just watched Timo Werner versus Spurs, versus Man U now. He got 36 goals and assists in his last season for Leipzig. I thought we were getting like a wonder kid at Chelsea. He can't finish. He can't finish. It is a different league.
Yeah, but you know that Lewandowski doesn't apply to that. Like
no, he doesn't. He's proven that.
The only thing that for me Lewandowski is the only like taint in his career is the fact that he hasn't been very good with Poland ever. Like not even like a let's get out of the group stages and like I can score like 2 goals in the quarterfinals or like a Euro or something like that. Right?
Well, You've seen this at Barcelona. Lewandowski is not going to create for himself.
He's not that guy.
Hansi Flick has the right idea with Lewandowski. Yeah. Stay in the box. Yeah. You're a poacher. You're a goal scorer. Go do that. That's why you don't get the same Lewandowski with Poland that you do with the Bayern or Barcelona.
Lewandowski scored 5 goals in like 5. How was it? Like 5 goals in how many times? How much
9
time?
Minutes
against Wolfsburg in 5 minutes. That day I was watching it and I was like, I watched that because, of course, I wasn't watching the game live, but I was like, bro, what the hell? I knew that day I was like, this guy is like another level, dude. This guy's another level.
All right, Booga.
Can I say the list?
I was going to say, wrap us up with who else you have on your list. Yeah.
Tell me if anyone shouldn't be in the conversation. Like, if we're in a restaurant and we brought everyone to here, you need to tell me, like, Booga, why the hell do you invited this guy? Like, why is he here? Okay. You need to tell me that, okay? So, Luis Suarez, Harry Kane, Antoine Griezmann, Benzema, Sergio Aguero. Then I have, that's all the ones we've named.
Yeah.
Then I have Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang.
Oh, okay. All right.
like think if he can enter the top list. Sure. Thomas Müller, I put him there, but I don't know if he's like a striker.
Center forward at best. Then but I get where your head's at.
Okay, he gets a half invite. He can stay for the first 2 courses. Then Edison Cavani, I put Cavani.
I got Cavani on my short list.
Then Griezmann. Yeah. Then this one, dude. If you want me to debate, I debate for this guy. I love him, Mario Mandzukic.
Ooh,
big game player, dude. He has a goal in every final he has played ever. He has a goal in every final he has played ever. So good, underrated striker. With this second,
I'll give you underrated.
Then Giroud.
Yeah.
Then Jamie Vardy.
Oh shit! Take off Harry Kane, put on Jamie Vardy.
So good, bro.
I don't give a shit.
He's so good. Then
shit, get banged. Let's go.
This guy is so good, bro. Then
this one my favorite season of football ever. Leicester winning the championship that year. Because guess what? Also had Jamie Vardy on my fantasy team that year.
Yeah.
Jamie Vardy provided so much joy in one season. In one season, he filled my heart with so much football joy that I can still feel it today. I can close my eyes and think about that season and be filled with joy.
I think Jamie Vardy
replaces Kane in my number 5.
Jamie Vardy. Then these next 2 players I think are sort of, I put them in the list, but they are the bottom of it. Okay, Romelu Lukaku.
Get fucked. No.
And then Alvaro Morata.
Morata! I think you've missed out. I think you missed out a few. What about Zlatan?
No. Then
yeah. What about Zlatan?
There's more.
I got Zlatan in there.
Then I haven't put Zlatan in because for me he's I don't know. He played how many years after that? I should have put him in. That's a one big omission. Yes. I haven't put him in.
Yeah,
I think I just keep remembering. For me, the best Zlatan is like 2012, like that. Diego Costa.
Yeah.
Oh, Erling Haaland. Yeah. Then Gonzalo Higuain.
Then you're losing me. You're losing me with Higuain.
Insane at Napoli and Juventus, dude. Kylian Mbappe and then Lautaro Martinez at the end. That's my.
You're losing me. You're losing me with the
Gonzalo Higuain was so good, bro. What you talking about?
What about Immobile?
I don't know, because for me he has the quality. He has the quality. He has.
I thought that would be really hipster for you. I thought you jumped on that.
He has consistency, but you know what? He hasn't had.
I don't know. You know me. I don't rate these hipsters, but I thought you would like that.
He needs like some. He needed something. You know, he didn't deliver it for me like the Champions League. He didn't score against it. He needed some moments.
You know, he's the player who I've never seen score a goal in my life, and then you go on the Serie A scoring charts at the end of the season. He's got 36 goals.
30 goals. Yeah.
I think it's quite impressive.
For me here,
we're missing a pretty obvious one, guys.
Which one?
Ooh.
Nicholas Bentner.
No.
I thought you were going to say Nicholas Jackson.
When did he walk away? Like 2016, 17?
No, but you're right.
Lord
I forgot.
Bentner,
you're right. I forgot. I wholeheartedly apologize to Zlatan Ibrahimovic because he should be up here like number 6, 7, 8.
Yeah,
Why?
I was going to say, yeah, he's up there.
I just remember his time at Man United. That's literally when I think of Zlatan, the last thing is that. But then he came back to Milan. He won the Serie A. Like those stuff. Even
he's
really
done
good,
it
right?
in the top leagues at the top clubs. He went to MLS
and
did it. Went 39. Back to Europe and did it. Like
39. Yeah. I think I should have put
Zlatan's up there.
I wholeheartedly apologize for that. I don't know. What do you think of the Lukaku and Morata shouts?
I would give you Morata over Lukaku. Because I think Lukaku gets the hate that he deserves. I think Morata gets more hate than what he deserves and doesn't get enough credit.
You are making me a happy man.
You like Morata?
Yeah, I'm Morata's number 1 fan, mate.
No, yeah, but I think Morata should be up there, and yeah, that's on my list. That's my list.
Okay.
That's my list.
Love it. Let's wrap it up real quick. Booga.
We should do another one. Like it's the fun.
Yeah, we'll keep doing this. We can as it comes up. We'll keep doing our top 5s. We can do different positions. We can do different all kinds of. Doesn't have to be positions. We can be like top 5 most creative players. Top 5 only the streets know players. That would be a fun one. Let us know in the comments what else you want us to rank. Booga, real quick. Do we have a Champions League hipster match for these for our listeners to focus on?
I said it on the chat, right? On our group chat. I think you have to watch Aston Villa versus Bayern Munich. But I don't know if that's that hipster.
Yes.
If that's that.
Aston
hipster.
Villa is a hipster team.
Yeah?
Aston Villa is a hipster team.
Yeah. Pablo, you're the hipster metometer.
No, they are more of a hipster team. They're they're the sort of team you'd say that they can like win the Champions League this year when they can't.
Yeah, I think that Aston Villa can be very.
I thought you were gonna say it.
No. I think they will be the first. People are saying that Bayern are good. We found company. I want to see how they fare against Aston Villa. I think they will beat Aston Villa, but it's like I just want to see how they break them down. If they can actually compete, I think Aston Villa will be the highest intense, like in terms of competition level, like team they faced so far. I would also like to put una fichita to Leipzig versus Juventus and Leverkusen versus Milan, because on paper, Leverkusen look like, they just smashed Milan. They'll probably smash Milan still. But Milan, Pulisic is playing so good. Milan is just being Inter. The changes that Milan have made ultimately with Fonseca make them a very good team. Now they're almost tied, I think, topping the Serie A. They're playing really good football. So watch them out. This is not even hipster match for me. These are like normal. For me, hipster would be to watch like Malmo.
Yeah, it's normal for Buga, right?
United.
That's awesome. All right. That does it, everybody. Another one in the books. Like I said, we're back with the three kings in the pod this time. We're going to be doing our best to keep this regular. We'll have guests here and there, of course. And you know what? We're going to miss weeks sometimes. It happens. All right. So when that is the case, we miss you. We love you. We're doing our best here to produce the pod that you know and love. Más que un podcast. Mondays, new episodes. We'll catch you next week, everybody. We'll see you then. Thanks for listening.
Bye.